Quote about Kyle Tucker. Toronto remains the favorite to land Tucker, sources said, though the Mets can't be counted out given their need for outfield help and their general willingness to spend big when they feel it's appropriate. If the Yankees are prepared to spend big, it's likely going to be for Cody Bellinger, more on him later, rather than Kyle Tucker. What I would tell you is if you use the logic that I'm using of this offseason and where this is going, that is utter nonsense. They can check in on Kyle Tucker as much as you want. They are checking in on Kyle Tucker the way I used to check in high school on like the most attractive girls. They're not saying yes. They're not going out with me, but I checked in. The Mets are not signing Kyle Tucker. And so we can waste our time and do a whole breakdown of Kyle Tucker. I know we did that a little bit earlier in the offseason. And think about our fantasy Mets lineup if Kyle Tucker is in it, or talk about what we think of the offseason if they end up with Kyle Tucker. What would make anybody believe that the New York Mets are going to be willing to go to 8 or 9 years and pay Kyle Tucker $40 million a year? What would make anybody think that? And conversely, even if Kyle Tucker decided, you know what, I'm going to take a short-term deal. My value is not as high as I thought. I'm going to accept one of those big money 3-year deal, opt out after year 1 deal. What would make anybody think that the Mets would be willing to give up the draft capital in order to sign somebody who probably is gone in a year or two?